The biggest cultural shock that I got after I got to Kingston, Jamaica, was people here know how to enjoy. When I was in India, everyone was working hard to win the rat race or getting the next promotion, buy the bigger house or the next new car. In all of this working and hustling, we forgot how to have fun. And even the first year I was here, I did not know how to have fun. I was constantly thinking about the next blog I wanted to post or the next idea that I wanted to work on. And the first year I literally passed by, I was just constantly worrying about not having fun. It's just so wild. After some time talking to locals, meeting our friends, and being here, I finally know how to have fun. That's what I love about being here is people are clear about their priorities, they have good work-life balance, and they know how to have fun and live.
Hello guys, welcome back again to the channel. So into today's video, it gives a deeper look into Jamaican beyond the beaches and the reggae that many visitors expect. Expats and tourists often experience real cultural shock, not because one way is better than another, but because Jamaica has its own unique values, traditions, and a lifestyle. So I want you to watch this video until the end and see the way a lot of people who have toured in Jamaica, the way they are coming out and giving out their experiences. So watch this video till the end, and if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and also you can comment, like, and share the video.
So one of the things I've come to love about Jamaican culture is that, like, at first this was kind of hard, but I like it because you don't ever have to wonder where you stand with somebody that's Jamaican. Like, if they don't like you, you know. If they love you, you know. I think that's refreshing because, yeah, I mean, we want to be polite, and I get that. And there's a time definitely you want to be that way, but it's also cool because you know, like, if somebody loves you or rocks with you, that it's like real, you know what I mean? It's not just polite. And so I think that's something that's really refreshing about Jamaica. So shout out for just keeping it real and leaving no room for questions, good and bad. Love y'all.
Things my Jamaican boyfriend do that I will never understand. Scratch throat.
You ready? Yeah. Okay, let's
in the next country or travel to a next country and get a cultural shock? Tell me in the comments. And let me tell you my story about cultural shock. So the first time I come to Jamaica, that was in 2018, and I went to one party with a friend in Triple Thursdays in New Kingston, right? And at some point, like 3 a.m., people start daggering, and we see two persons on the floor. I dance like, now if you explain, you know what I talk about. And when it's shocked and embarrassed, I was like, why the Buffy do it in front of everybody in the club? You can't turn at them yard and do them thing in them bed like everybody. Oh man, with it shock. Can you imagine when you don't know anything about dancehall, you come from a next country and you see that? Will it shock your fuck? Boy, no, Jamaica kind of broke me out a little bit, so we can't shock again.
Y'all, I just got back from my first Jamaica trip, and let me tell you something I noticed as an American down in the islands. They hit za all day over there, like more than you think, 3, 4, 5 times a day. But the crazy thing is everybody was in tip-top condition. Like me personally, I can't roll up without my chest feeling tight. You're struggling to breathe, just backed up with all this phlegm and mucus in my throat. I'm thinking like, yo, how do y'all blaze like this and y'all still be in amazing shape, playing soccer, running marathons, all that? So I'm in the grocery store, right? There's this bad little island gal right there. And so I step up to her like, you know, what's up, shorty? What's the deal? I mean, you know, she was liking my locks, of course, so I was in there. And then she just laughed and she's like, yeah, we take respiratory health very seriously. We just use mullein leaf. Now, mullein, I had never heard of it, but it turns out it's this herb that's used for centuries. It has a whole bunch of antioxidant properties that help you break down excess mucus and congestion so you can cough it all up. She even said it's been a part of their tradition for generations. So anyway, we start walking, we start talking, you know, she takes me over to the other aisle where they got the mullein. This is the mullein she was talking about. I snuck some of this tea in my luggage because I thought it was rare, but it turns out they sell it here in the States. It's just that nobody knows about it. So as you can see, mullein is the key ingredient, but it also has thyme, robios, ginseng, elderberry, and ginger. I started drinking a glass every morning for the remainder of my trip. Y'all, tell me why I've been coughing up weeks and months old globs of mucus. Like my chest don't even feel tight anymore. breathing clearer than ever. I'm not snoring through the night like I usually am back home. Let me tell you, those Jamaican baddies confirmed it. I'm about to be putting everybody back home onto this tea right here. My girl even started drinking it too, so I just started getting a couple containers at a time. They sell them on the TikTok shop and they literally cost less than a bowl of Chipotle, so it's not like you gotta worry about breaking the bank. I definitely recommend you guys check this tea out because when I tell you it feels like a spa treatment for my lungs, got me breathing brand new. I'm gonna drop the link below for you guys.
5 cultural shocks I suffer when I moved to Jamaica from Cuba. Hi, my name is Flor. I am Cuban and I live in Jamaica for 21 years now. And up to this day, me not stop for shock over them 5 cultural things here. Number 1, food for breakfast. Me say, come morning time, me could not believe me I see where I come from, Cuba. Breakfast time is barely a little sip of coffee if you're lucky. If you are a little bit more privileged, you may have some cow's milk and maybe a little bread. Member says 21 years since me left, but this is what me remember about the Cuba I left behind. You see, when you reach a Jamaica now, me say boiled dumpling, me say liver, me say kidney, me say ackee and saltfish with dumpling and food, me say rice and peas and all that dinner and morning time. Up to this day, me not exaggerate, me not tell no lie. Me can't get over the fact that Jamaicans have a whole meal for breakfast. Number 2, manners and respect. Me don't know what was it about the Cuba me left behind, but we never did practice manners and respect. My grandmother always did tell me that manners and respect in Cuba died in 1959. You see, if you buck up on somebody, you just buck up on somebody and move. You see, if it's morning time, you just wake up and move. You see, if it's evening time, you just walk through and move. But you see, in a Jamaica now, in a Jamaica, you better practice your manners and respect. You have to say good morning. You have to say good evening. You have to say good night. If it's a night time and you know I go asleep, you still have to say good night. If you buck up on somebody, you have to say sorry. You have to say sorry. You have to say sorry. You better say sorry. Boy, me wish Cuba will take up back manners and respect. Number 3, eating out. You see the Cuba I left behind, going to restaurants? That was not in my vocabulary. The liquor restaurant that did exist were owned by the government, and let me tell you, you don't want to name that food there. Eating out for my family was almost like a taboo because we were so afraid that we will get sick. So every time we will travel to another province for health reasons, for whatever reason it would be, we carry our own food, we carry our own liquor buckle with juice and them thing there fi eat, and you will not eat out because you don't know where them process them food, you don't know what did they in that food, and there was no guarantee that you will find food a road. But you see, Jamaica now, you just go a restaurant. You don't need no special occasion. Restaurant just dead. You have fast food restaurant, you have regular restaurant, you have cook shop, you have people that sell a roadside pan chicken and them thing there. A different culture this. Number 4, helper. I mean, no, say everybody in Jamaica don't have no helper, but we can't deny say Jamaica has a helper culture because it's very affordable and it's very necessary. Up to this time, I have no helper. There's one lady that come and clip me yard once or twice per week, and that's about it. But my husband family did have the helper culture, and she always did have a problem with me. She never did like me because she's like, Miss, you need to sit down because I always want to wash the dishes and me always want to clean the yard and me always want to wash the clothes. And she's like, that is my job. She's one of the people them who helped me to learn English when I first moved to Jamaica. We used to sit down with her and talk to her, and we had so much in common because she come from country. And when I described my life in Cuba, it was very, very similar to her country life in Jamaica. In Cuba now, Elba? What? That is back in the day before 1959, and even I will say maybe a little bit after 1959, people will still have helpers in their house. People were rich, and so, but after everybody don't migrate to America, or the rich people in Cuba don't go to America, that culture died. Nowadays, you do have some people who have helper, but these people who have helper is people who run Airbnb. So it's somebody that they will pay to come to the house, come clean and do all them thing there. But like living helpers and nanny and all them thing, me never left that in a Cuba. Me never lived that in a Cuba yet. Number 5 is transportation. In a Cuba, public transportation, taxi, have your own car. Them things they don't exist over there. So no, 21 years ago when me left, nobody could have car. Now things change a little bit. But public transportation is still a struggle. Taxi is still a struggle and it's very expensive. I know everybody can afford taxi. So let me tell you what you are doing in Cuba. You are hitchhike. You are standing on the roadside, said you answered stop, and pray say one big truck full of a cane or whatever it is stop for you and pick you up. Other than that, a foot of hype. You see, when it comes to Jamaica now, public transportation dead, taxi man dead, and if you have liquor money, you can buy your own vehicle. Me say me dey drive in a car, go everywhere. Me come to Jamaica, go sit down in a car with my husband. Automatic vehicle, and me get this, me get car sick because me not accustomed to them fancy vehicles there. So again, better appreciate what have. Better give thanks for what have, because other people don't have it like this.
You guys, so I'm currently in Kingston, Jamaica. It's my first time here, and I just want to say skip the tours, or even if you go on the tours, make sure you go to the cinema. So that's the cinema just there. I just came out of the cinema. It's a time, okay? So there are a few culture shocks. First off, midway through the movie, the screen goes blank and they show intermission, literally a break for people to go buy things or use the toilet. I've never seen that anywhere ever. So I was actually, I wish I had a video of a camera on my face. I was so shocked. I looked, because I'm here with my brother, I looked at my brother like, what is happening? So that's one thing. Secondly, the vibe. So I think it's preferable to watch like a comedy TV movie and then just experience it, because people will be clapping at some point, they are saying oh at some point, they are laughing at some point, and it's just like the crowd creates the vibe, so you actually enjoy it so much. Jamaica has a time, and especially cinema, so make sure you go to the cinema if you're ever in Jamaica.
These are the 5 biggest cultural shocks I suffered as a Cuban moving to Jamaica. Number 1, throwing the toilet paper in the toilet. Cuba is a very different place right now, but back in my days, you couldn't do that. First of all, we didn't even add toilet paper. We did use newspaper, and then you have the little basket beside the toilet, and then you would have put the paper in there. So me did put the toilet paper in the basket, and my mother-in-law had by mistake couple times. Number 2, meat. When I went to Jamaica, I went to live with my mother-in-law, and she did have a helper. So the helper would cook. And the first time I see the helper cooking, I swear they might keep a welcome party for me. And I was like, oh my God, it looked like I missed the notice that they're keeping a welcome party. And then when dinner time come, miss everybody, I share them plate, and I'm like, no party, no, I keep again. And I asked my husband, and I say, I keep party or something. He said, no, why you are asking? I said, but me I see a pot full of meat in the stove. Like, what is that? And he said, no, that is how we cook here. I'm like, excuse me? You see, in my Cuba, the one that I was coming from, we cook a little tiny piece of meat and it's counted per person. Let's use an example of a chicken very quick. My family will slaughter a chicken at home. We take part of the chicken to make soup. That will be the 2 foot, the neck, and the intestines. The soup will be 1 meal. Another meal will be the leg and thigh them. And another meal will be the breast and the chicken back. 3 meals, 3 different meals out of 1 chicken. Me never adjust to them abundance them there. I was shocked. Number 3, it was the lack of public display of love. You see, in Cuba, people are kiss, people are hug, people are make out, people are fill up one another in a public. People sometimes even in a public. And most time, I did have to find myself holding back when I was in public with my husband. And every time, like if I kissed him or anything, I just felt like everybody was like, what are you doing? Get a room. It was very uncomfortable. And 21 years later, after practicing that, I have found after visiting Colombia and Brazil, which are places where people do that, just like in Cuba, I feel like, boy, me really miss out in hug and kisses. Number 4, Jamaicans bathe a morning time. In Cuba, nobody no do that. I am not saying it's because we are nasty people, but because we don't really have the resources. We don't have the water. We don't have soap. We bathe 2 times for the day. So in a Cuba, it's normal for a man to wake up a morning time, wash his face, and a woman wake up a morning time and she wash her face and she wash her and go about them business. Number 5, and this was one of the biggest adjustments I had to make. It was wearing a brassiere and just changing my general way of dressing. Jamaicans' way of dressing, Jamaicans' style is impeccable. I have been to many different countries and I have never seen anybody who dresses as well as a Jamaican does. And I am so glad and thankful that I adopted that part of the culture, because my IG name is Flor Cubana, that style, thanks to Jamaica. I literally went to Jamaica without a brassiere. I never did wear one to begin with. One of the first type of shopping that my mother-in-law took me to was to buy underwear. She's like, do you want to go shopping? I said, I couldn't even say yes. And she's like, let's just go buy some brassieres. My titty them never did long. I was 20 years old, okay? And another thing was adjusting to the way that you dress to go to work. You see, when a Jamaican dress to go to work, it come like them a go out somebody wedding, everybody dress up. It dress up with so much taste and meticulously. I had to adjust that because in Cuba, you just wear your shorts and slippers to go at work. No matter what your line of work is, nobody know a dress up to go at work. So I had to take time to learn that part of Jamaican culture, and it was an absolute shock to see that somebody who works in a very regular industry, meaning like this person is not a lawyer or a doctor, that they dress up to the T. Fast food. This is not necessarily a good thing, but let me tell you something. Up to this day, Cuba doesn't have any fast food restaurants. So if you don't love KFC, me not even have to ask that. Me not say we don't love KFC. There was no Burger King, no McDonald's, no KFC, no Wendy's. None of them things there never existed in a Cuba, and up to this day, them no they in a Cuba. I am not a fast food fan, never been. But when I arrived to Jamaica, I used to go to Burger King because my husband used to love it. It was just fascinated to me, these big chains of restaurants that people will line up to go eat the food at. Number 2, ID. Mister, when me reach Jamaica, me want do road with my passport in a me bag. I felt so naked. I felt like something was missing because in Cuba, if you don't walk on the road with your ID on you, they give you a 500. Well, back then, now the Cuba I used to live back in 2000s, you used to get a 500 Cuban peso ticket if you never had your ID on you. So every time I go in on the road, and even to this day, my cousin came visit me and he wanted to go on the road with his passport. I said, no, 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 you can't leave it at home. He's like, are you sure? What if the police stop me? And I said, listen, if the police stop you and you're not driving, nobody is going to ask you for your ID. So that was a shocker for me to know and just find out, say, citizens could just roam freely without any form of identification on them, and it was okay. Number 3, pan chicken. In Cuba, we had a like a custom that people will sell like fish fillet and some sort of fry stuff on the roadside and small pizzas that we call bambinas. But nobody ever did sell no chicken on the roadside. And then to see how this chicken was so well seasoned, and they cook it inside of a drum that they cut in half, and people like the best pan chicken man was over by Red Hills Road, and people will come from all over to go to that man, go eat the chicken there. Me not eat chicken anymore, but let me tell you, I have very good memories in my taste bud from that pan chicken there. Number 4, how everything in a Jamaica is big. When me come out at the airport and me touch road and then me reach my mother-in-law yard, everything was big. The house, they look big to me. The cups, them were huge. The plates look big. Everything was like I was coming from Thumbrella world into the giant in a Jags and the Beans story. Everything in Jamaica looks so big to me, and in Cuba up to this day, the thing them a Cuba little. Them thing them a Cuba little. And the number five cultural shock that I experienced when I moved to Jamaica from Cuba was how Jamaicans are shameless. You see, in Cuba we shame for everything. Remember the first time my husband went to my yard in Cuba, and my grandmother was like, "Tell him to eat, tell him not to have no shame, you know." And I said, "Grandma, this man no have no shame because in Cuba, when somebody asks you, oh, you can come and join us for dinner, people will say no. They could be starving, and it could be like 3 days since them don't eat nothing at them yard, and they will tell you, no, it's okay, I'm full, and all of this because of shame. Shame them a shame if you come here and come eat, and you find out say them hungry. So Jamaicans to me, they were very straightforward, and nobody never hide anything, and nobody never apply any filters because of shame. And I think that is a very commendable behavior, because you have to be honest. You have to be honest. If you're hungry, you're hungry. You understand what I'm saying?
Convenience in Jamaica, those two words are not in the same line. I wanted to talk about some really crazy culture shocks that I noticed since moving from the UK to Jamaica 1 year ago. I thought my class started at 3, so now I'm in a wait. I mean, while I'm here though, there is no such thing as Dettol wipes. Or Dettol wipes, like the cleaning wipes. I've gone into supermarkets and asked for like cleaning wipes, Dettol wipes. Nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about. That was a mad thing to me because that's like staple. We ain't got Dettol wipes, we got some sort of wipes for cleaning. So what am I supposed to clean with? Sponge and flipping Fabuloso. You know, in wintertime, our clocks go back, so it starts getting dark mad early. But from 5 p.m, lights out. Lights out. You see it start getting dim, you blink, it's dark. Uber Eats, it's not a thing. There is something called 7 Crave. You need to plan to be hungry. Excuse me, that food is taking 2 hours minimum to get to you. If you want to order food, you need to make sure that you are ready to be hungry at 8. So you better order at 6. I don't know if it's rude to just roll into the class an hour late. It's better than not turning up. There's no corner shop or anything open past 7 basically. Anything like supermarket, them things are locked off by a certain time. Especially on a Sunday, nothing is open late. Because if you're hungry on a Sunday night, you're starving till Monday morning, I'm telling you that. Everything comes down to convenience, and there's none of that in Jamaica. Ugh. So don't come for me, I'm just speaking on my experiences. I'm walking to training right now, hoping that rain doesn't flip and catch me. These other culture shocks that have been so funny to me. Nobody is in a rush. This is a good thing though. In London, why do we walk fast everywhere? Because that whole country, that city, is a work factory. Let me say this clearly, it's too hot over here to be rushing in the sun. The ATMs are like not in the wall, it's a whole room. Shut the door, it locks behind you. In London, like the ATMs are in the wall. I swear I'm not coming for anybody. I feel like when it rains, people act like they're gonna die. People clear off the street.
Culture shocks for moving to the UK to Jamaica. Guys, there's no corner shops here, and the supermarkets close at like 8 p.m. While in the UK, I can go to a corner shop anytime I want because we have a lot of shops that are 24 hours. But here, everything is locked off at a certain time. Taxis. You know, in Jamaica, you have to get taxis and squash up like sardines next to the people. In the UK, we don't do that. In our taxis, there's no one next to us. We can order Uber or get a taxi and no one's next to us. It's just us in the taxi. While in Jamaica, you're going to be squashed up. They're going to make people sit on your lap. They even have someone sitting in the middle of the taxi. So it'll be the driver, a middle passenger, and the actual person just sitting in the seat. That's crazy to me. The UK could never. I'm not going to lie. I don't like that bit. I don't like the taxi things. When I get a taxi, I have to either call Dragon because I want no one next to me, or I have to like what's it called, chauffeur a taxi, and they charge you extra for it just to be you, because I'm not trying to be squashed up like no sardine next to nobody. Uber Eats, Deliveroo, say bye, because that's not in Jamaica, guys. When it comes to ordering food, you can basically not order food. That's in my area anyway, guys. I know there's an app in Kingston, I think it's called 7 Crave or something like that, where you can order food. But I've heard that it takes like a couple hours, like you have to wait a very, very long time for the food to actually come. But where I am, ordering food is a struggle. It is a struggle. It can be done, but best believe you're waiting a very long time. While if I order on Uber Eats in England, it's quick and fast, 20 minutes max, 30 minutes max, you know what I mean? But here it's coming like an hour, 2 hours max. Quick disclaimer, I live in country, so I'm not talking about Kingston or them places. I'm talking about my area and what I experience. One, the ATMs in Jamaica are either in a bank or there's like a cubicle that you have to go in and you have to lock the door behind you. In the UK, we don't have this, like, we have ATMs in the bank, but we also have most of our ATMs just in the wall. Like, you can just walk in the street and there'll be ATMs just like in the wall somewhere. And we have way more ATMs than in Jamaica. Like, in the area that I live in, there's literally one little Scotia bank that has little 2 cubicles with the ATMs. The lines are always so long, that I can wait in an hour just to get out money. And there's been multiple times that I've gone to the bank to withdraw money and they say, there's no money today. There's no money right now. There's no money. What do you mean there's no money? It's an ATM. How can you guys don't have money? Like, I don't experience them things when I'm in the UK when it comes to ATMs. But in Jamaica, it's a struggle just to withdraw your little money. Also, everyone here says morning, evening, and night. So when you see someone, or if you go into an establishment, anywhere, you have to greet them with morning or whatever. Do you know what I mean? In the UK, we don't really do this. Actually, we don't do it at all. I don't be saying morning to nobody. I don't be saying nothing to anybody. If I don't know you and you're a stranger, I'm not looking you away. My eyes are totally shut. Like, I got our business and do what I'm doing. But here, people greet each other, and they find it rude if you don't greet each other. Because when I first came, I wasn't really greeting people because I wasn't used to it, and like they'll be looking at me funny. But now I like greet people. I personally feel like Jamaicans wake up real early. I don't know, like, because what about me? I love to sleep in, like, especially on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm sleeping in that. I wake up at 11 o'clock. But no matter what, Jamaicans, and not the ones that I've been around, they be waking up early. Like, they be up at like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. on a Saturday and Sunday. They don't even have work. Like, what are you guys doing up? Like, don't you guys want to sleep in? You worked all week and you were just up for why? Washing clothes, tidying up. Girl, like, rest. I feel like everyone takes their time here. No one's in a rush. I feel like when I'm in the UK is very quick and fast paced. Like, when I'm walking to places or when I'm going anywhere, I'm speed walking. I got my headphones in, I'm speed walking, quick. Like, do you know what I mean? But in Jamaica, I realized that the people are just like taking their time. Like, they're slow walking, like, just doing their thing, taking their time. Like, no one seems to be in a rush, which I find very interesting.
3 culture shocks we had when we just landed in Jamaica.
Take it easy, please. We are joking here.
So the first thing, brownie.
Brownie is sexy.
Jamaicans are not holding back. You're walking down the street.
Hey, sexy. Me like your fatigue.
Your body shape,
you know?
In the beginning, it was the most scary thing we ever had, but now we're just waiting for it. We're walking on the street and we're like, okay, we're ready, we're ready. Okay.
Give me the
Where is it?
Second culture shock was Jamaican breakfast was really heavy. It's not light. Ackee and saltfish. It's really...
They're eating cooked food in the morning, and like, for us, it's like maximum salad.
Yeah, fresh vegetables,
in the morning. You know? And it was really different for us when we just saw it. Third thing is that Jamaica is asleep in the morning.
Yeah, until 11 a.m. I think.
Yeah, first time we just landed in the island.
We had jet lag, you know?
Yeah, so we woke up really early.
At 6 a.m. we were outside, we wanted to do stuff.
No, seriously, no one was outside.
Nobody.
Like, it was me and her on the street. Alone. Everyone was asleep.
With the leaves, you know, trees.
Until like 10 we understood that the island is asleep, and the island just love to go to sleep late and wake up late. Tell us if you know more about culture shock you had.
Interesting.
I've had my first culture shock in Jamaica today. Excuse the sweaty face, I've just finished my workout, just came out of the gym. So, I've never had a culture shock in Jamaica before. I'm used to Jamaican culture. Let me tell you the story. I was called to the principal's office to discuss my attire. The lady goes to me, Mum, I need to send you the school dress code. What's that? School dress code? Well, the girls are okay, the uniforms are fine. What's going on? She goes, no, parents' school dress code. I was like, what? Moral to the story, I go to school wearing my gym wear. Not like this. Obviously, I always have a t-shirt over it, a little jacket over it, or I'm always wearing leggings most of the time. 99% of the time I'm doing my school, because I work out after I do my school wrap. And yesterday we had a meeting with her. I wore a maxi dress, one shoulder, really nice dress actually, one shoulder, a bodycon. I've got a body on me, so the dress is tight, yes, but it was, you know, nothing was on show apart from my shoulder, off the shoulder, and just one side as well. Wish I could show you the dress, but I didn't take any pictures. It was long, but it was tight on my body because I have a figure. And the lady was like, oh, she wasn't rude or anything, she was very nice talking to me, obviously. And she goes, oh, but you were tired yesterday, you know, some principals will not allow you in their office, you know, wearing such dress. I was like, what I wear should not affect anything. You shouldn't really be commenting on. I don't want to make this video very long, but I was very shocked and taken back that, you know, they would dare to comment on what I wear. To be honest, I'm a bit in shock, because I wasn't naked, you know, nothing was on show as such. So why tell me? Why have a dress code for parents? You should be focused on the learning. I know you're a top school in the area. We understand all of that, you know, and you have your rules. I respect all your rules, but I think that the schools can be modest, which I like very much. Rigid, I love it. You know, they focus on learning. I love that about the schools here in Jamaica. But they have a lot of rules that doesn't really make sense. The hair thing, you know, the baby hair thing, the perm thing, the hairpiece, the weave, how they look, how they do that. But listen, they have so many rules that doesn't affect anyone's learning ability. That compared to England, we're not here to talk about that anyway. I'll do another video for that. But I'm just thinking, what I wear shouldn't be policed by no principle whatsoever.
I hope you have seen the video, and as you all know that Jamaica is a country that is the third largest in the Caribbean, and it is the country that embraces unity, is the country that embraces peace, and most of the tourists also have been traveling to Jamaica. One thing that surprised many or surprises many visitors is the importance placed on the morning routines and the personal hygiene in Jamaica, starting the day fresh and well represented or presented reflects pride and self-respect within the culture. Food is another big surprise. Jamaican breakfasts are often full cooked meals like ake and saltfish with a boiled dumpling, showing a strong tradition of eating hearty home prepared food instead of always relying on convenient meals. The food is very natural, the food is very organic in Jamaica. When most of the tourists usually travel there, they experience this food, and it came into a shock because most what they see online when they visit that place, they find that it is totally different. Because let's talk about, they only think about beaches and music, but also when they get there, they find that these people, they have a very nice food that these tourists get to enjoy each and every day. And we have seen a lot of tourists going there. They feel coming back because maybe they have decided, let us go and visit Jamaica, maybe let us go and tour Jamaica for a vacation. Maybe they want to stay there for 3 to 2 days or 1 week. They may take a month, but you find that most of them don't want to go back at their home. Visitors also notice how important greetings and manner are. Saying good morning, good evening, and acknowledging others is seen as a basic respect and an important part of everyday life. In Jamaica, this is a part of life. It's not like any other country, because you'll never walk. Okay, if you walk in many different parts of the country, you'll never find someone greeting a stranger. It is very rare. But if you walk in the streets of the Jamaica in the morning, you'll find these people greeting you even if they don't know you. So you can see the way these people care for each other, they love for each other even if they don't know you, because that is what they call the importance part of everyday's life, because greeting someone doesn't cost them anything. But if you walk to other countries, you'll find no one who will try even to greet you because you are a stranger to them. Also, the pace of life is different too. Compared to fast moving cities, Jamaica can feel slower, but things they still get done while people maintain stronger connections and enjoy the moment. And they like this connection whereby if you walk in the cities, you'll always find them sitting there, maybe listening to their reggae music. And you know very well that they are number one reggae music makers in the world, and they have really influenced a lot of countries. Even a lot of countries nowadays, they are listening to reggae music. Even they have tried to copy paste the way the Jamaicans sing. So you can see a lot of people, when they get into Jamaica, they get a shock. The way the lifestyle of those people is very unique, it is very different from what they expected. Another thing people admire is the bride in appearance. Even in everyday situation, people often take care in how they present themselves. And of course, Jamaica has practical differences too. Less convenience culture, we have fewer late night options and unique transportation experiences that can surprise first time visitors. These differences aren't about right or wrong, they are what makes Jamaica unique. The more people move beyond stereotypes, the more they appreciate the value, community spirit, and pride that shapes Jamaica's life. That is completely true. You know, I personally have been telling that I want to visit Jamaica because I've been seeing it online. I don't deny, and it really looks very beautiful online. But you see, most of also the tourists, they get into a shock. I also want to get into that shock because I hear that if you get there, you'll find that these people are very friendly, because you have seen they may greet you even if they don't know you. But in my country, let me use an example of my country. If you come to my country, if I don't know you, I'll not get to greet you, because we have this thing that somebody you don't know, you cannot greet him or her because it will appear weird. So, but for Jamaicans, it is a normal thing. They will greet you even if they don't know you. We have also talked about food. The food there is very organic food. Those people enjoy their meal, and also music. If you see, these musicals are really influenced other nations. For example, if you come to my country, you'll find reggae music being played everywhere. There's an hotel that I visited last week. It was last week, yeah, on Sunday. I entered into that hotel. Let me tell you, my friend, I found that those people, they were playing reggae music, and from the time I was inside there until the time that I left that hotel. And I was really shocked because these people, even my country people, they do really love Jamaica. Not only that, even look at the transportation system. The way are using the buses. Most of our buses are being pimped or painted with the Jamaican flag. And also some of the artists have been drawn those rear mirrors of the cars, of the buses. You can see the way this Jamaican also has really influenced a lot of people. Imagine they are influencing a lot of people, and those people I know very well, they have not visited also Jamaica to get that shock, because if they go there, they'll get very shocked. So thanks for watching for being part of this community. Drop your experience or thoughts in the comments below, then I'm going to read them down. If you have ever traveled to Jamaica, just tell us what you experienced that was different from your country. Otherwise, thanks. Until next time.